There you go. Here's the combine. So we just arrived now, and they've dug it out a little bit for us, so we've got a bit of work to do. And yeah, brought the trailer, and yeah, good. I'm going to take the header off, free off the clutch, and do a few other bits and pieces to it. But yeah, it's looking good. Hopefully it won't take us as long as we prepared for, but there you go. Good stuff. It's got the wrong number plate on it, but so we don't know. That's an Atom Model A. There you go. Right, lovely. Right, just to show you, made progress already. So the clutch was stuck on, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I knew obviously there was something to see somewhere, and it wasn't the thrust bearing, and it wasn't any of the mechanism going down to it. It was something to do with the pressure plate was sticking, and you know, I sprayed WD-40 on everything, and there wasn't really a lot we could do without. If that was really truly seized, we'd have to take the bell housing off the clutch, and it's not a little job on these Gleaners, especially the Model A, difficult. So I just decided to stand on the clutch a little bit harder in the hope that it worked, and it actually did. It freed it off, so it works. So the clutch is good now. So that's a beautiful thing. We checked it by putting it in gear, and then I got Luke to stand on the clutch to see if it freed it off, and it did. So I'll show you something. This is the temporary belt I'm going to use for traction, but I'll show you that in a minute. So on a Gleaner, there's a little inspection hatch. That is actually the clutch there. You take, that little panel that's on there, that comes off of the bell housing, and there's actually a grease nipple in there, but that is the clutch and the pressure plate and the thrust bearing there, just there, and that's what was seized. Where that thrust bearing pushes against the pressure plate levers, that was what was stuck, but it's freed off now. So that's the first job done. This is a used traction belt. I didn't want to get a brand new one because this is off a Model A, and I wasn't exactly sure if the C is the same length. I'm hoping it is, because if it is, then I'll get a proper new one. I just noticed something that I need to get one of them. Look, that's missing, but I've got some of them somewhere. But with this is your variable speed pulley, and that is rusty there. That chrome's rusty, so what I'm going to do is get some really smooth sandpaper and just clean that, because that obviously hasn't been in and out. I've put some WD on there, but that hasn't been in and out for a long time, and I don't want that rust ruining the seals, these old seals. I want to try and protect them as much as I can, so I'm going to clean that off, and it just does a better job of protecting what's left of these seals, because I don't want to change that if I can help it. It's that old thing of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my general methodology. It doesn't always work like that, but that is, if you can help it, probably the best way of doing it, because some of this stuff on here might never need changing. There's no point changing it just for the sake of it. So yeah, I'll catch up with you again. See you in a minute. Yes, we're coming towards basically the end of the day. We're just going to do a little bit more, but we'll just give you a basic overview of what we've done and everything. I hope we should, by rights, have it all. We should be finished by tomorrow night. We did plan that we could stay another night, but actually it looks like we're pretty good. So look, we've got our tents out. Look, we're going to build a fire, have a bit of food in a little while. We're going to cook the food here. We've got a load of stuff on the trailer there, got a little stove and everything. So yeah, we had to free the brakes off, so they're a little bit better. These outer two here are the split brakes. That's the brake. So these two brakes go to these hubs, but we're not bothered about them too much at the minute, because that's something we use in the field. That one we want to get working. That's the transmission brake, and that we want that really just to help get it on the trailer. Obviously tomorrow we're going to try and get the header off, but we want to get the header, we want to get the engine running, and we've got like a little bolt at the top there that needs to come out. So that's gonna, well, Luke's gonna try and do that in a minute. I had to release the pressure out of that pipe to get this traction belt on. Like I said, I didn't think I might have mentioned it earlier, but we managed to get this traction belt on, and that is, oh, that's the old number. Where is it? Yeah, that's the old number. I think the modern equivalent is got a 7 in front of it, if I'm right. But yeah, that's off a Model A. It's a used belt. I wanted to just try it with a used belt to see if it fitted, because I wasn't 100% sure if the Model A belt fitted on this. But there you go, that's that. I had to slacken the pipe off to get these pulleys open. But yeah, going well. Like I said, I mean, a lot of this stuff I might have mentioned previously, but it's actually good. It's good. The paintwork ain't as nice as that one I was working on the other day, but really, as far as the working condition is, pretty good. You know, I mean, looking inside it and that, you can see, you know, the slats are quite good. The rear beater there is pretty good. You know, the false bottom is pretty good. Yeah, so it's all good. Hopefully the engine works nicely, and so with a little bit of work, I just think there's no reason why we can't have it running this year. Yeah, quite happy with it, you know. So yeah, he's just going to do a little bit more work, and then I'm going to start building a little fire outside. Not too big, but we just want to keep warm because it's getting a little bit cold now. But yeah, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, bye. There you go. Is it on yet? So yeah, new morning. Thankfully it didn't rain last night, it's just started raining now, so we're just doing some more little bits and pieces to this one. Yeah, so wheels off it. So obviously a lot of this stuff, these working parts, we're not doing really much to that while it's here. We're having a look around it, but while we're here just at the minute, it's just a case of getting it ready for transport. Luke managed to get the nut out of the thread out the top that was broken, so we're ready for that. Just giving it a good old clean, give it a blow off in a minute, get the tools down, and then we'll start reconstructing everything, putting the fresh pump on, making the gaskets. Yeah, so we're getting there. Shouldn't be too long and we'll have it running. I reckon probably 3 hours we'll have it running. It's all a bit heavy because we want to get finished by tonight. We did give ourselves 2 nights, leave ourselves 2 nights, but it was so cold last night. I don't really want to stay another night if I can help it. But so if we push ourselves, we'll get it done today. Even if we finish late, we'll drive back, take the header with us hopefully, and everything will be good. So yeah, I'll do another little catch up later. Okay, see you. There you go. I'm sure most people know how to make a gasket, but obviously gasket paper, you clean the surface, well, a bit better than I've done it really, probably, but you put the gasket paper over the shape you want, and then you gently hold it on straight and tap round it, and you get that shape, the first bit, and then you do the internal bit and you end up with that. The next job will be to use the round end of the hammer just to tap out these holes here, and very carefully, not making sure that they're actually in the center of the paper, so you're not biting over to the edge. Then with that piece, I can use to either make a piece for that. It's a bit too, yeah, it's a little bit too small. It's a little bit too small for that one. That one needs cleaning again. So that's your thermostat housing cover. That's the little bit that goes at the top of the pump there and goes into the thermostat. Goes that way. Got to make a little piece for that. So that piece there will do for that. So I can make that. Managed to find a little bolts that will go in that thermostat housing. That's the original. And found another one, fortunately, in my stuff. If I can pull it out of my pocket, there you go. I've got another cleaner one somewhere as well. There you go. So I've got to make that all. I'm in a debate whether to use the one I've refurbished or the one where that somebody else has professionally refurbished, because I noticed that this one sits a little bit further into the housing. For some reason that one doesn't, and I can't see what I've done wrong. It's all pressed in, but we'll see. The reason being, pulley's on that one already, whereas on this one it's not. It means I've got to swap it over, but I'll have a little think and see. I'm not sure yet. But there you go. It's just another little job that I'm doing on it, bit by bit, coming together still. Well, no, JCB heavy machine, I suppose. Yeah. So look, it's all coming together. So we've got the water pump on, got the hoses around the water pump on, the fan on. We've got the water pump belt. We've got the main drive belt on the other side. We're gonna just do this nut. While we've got access to it, we're going to do this. Well, we're going to try and do it up. We noticed a tiny bit of play. I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, but I have been informed by by people who are like basically very interested in the Perkins engines, and apparently on the Gleaner combines, the Perkins engines on the Gleaner combines, this could be a bit of a weak spot. Because of the unloading auger, there was no real support for it. It was just this engine, this radiator cowling bit was all that was supporting the weight of the unloading auger belt. So it was just like a lever on the end crank bearing, and it could wear away a lot. If this bolt come, I think it makes this bolt come undone here. So we're going to try and tighten that up before we go any further. Now that's the next job, but like I say, we're not that far away from having it running now. We're going to run it up with some water in it, let it heat up, keep an eye on it, see how it goes. Then we're going to let the water probably rush out, and then we'll put some antifreeze with water and antifreeze in it. I might as well just take this opportunity to show you some other stuff in here. Yeah, look at that. Big old John Deere. Well, I say big. It was big when it was new, 1065. This is obviously what their replacement for their gleaners, that's what they use. The lanes around here are so narrow, I don't know how they manage it, because I struggle to get my van down. But here's some other machines as well. There you go, look. That's a TVO combine, that little one. An EA 1962 roughly. That's Model C, about 1967. Yeah. But they're both good machines, I think, really. I bet they do a good day's work. And this one will be a good one as well. There you go, look, we've got the belt on it. Traction belt as well. Or I mentioned before, that's off Model A, and it fits, so that's good. So if I didn't want to buy a whole new one, just in case it didn't fit the Model C, but it does. So that's good, I know that now. This tensioner was actually used as an engine belt tensioner, because on the Gleaners the engine actually slides, the engine cradle slides to tension the belt. But the farmer who owned it got tired of having to do that, so he put this. I've seen it a few times on Gleaners. They have these. That Gleaner C I was working on the other day, I had one, And then funnily enough, my EA, my little short back, had one when I first got it, but I took it out because I wanted to bring it back as close to original. This is probably what we'll do with this. Yeah, so maybe next time I'll do a little section of this video. It'll be running, it will actually be running. So we'll just, yeah, it should work. Okay, I'll catch up with you. As you can see, it's working. Right, back in a minute. Gone down. We lifted the header up, the weight of it. We're going to take the header off anyway, but we'll pump that up in a minute. I'll show you, we had an oil leak there. The sender pipe for the oil pressure gauge was leaking, so we had to block it off at the engine end. So I've got to check to see if that's working. Fixed it, you see that, look, it's all dripping down here. I'll be having our dinner in a minute. There you go. As we can see, I was right, we get it done today. Just got a header to take off and then tidying up. A few bits off of that one. He's going to let us have a few knife sections, double fingers. Not knife sections, double fingers, because they are something that quite hard to find good ones. So I'll take the decent ones off that. And it's one of the later Gleaners. It's one of the later Gleaners with the better hydraulic valves. You don't want us to take the pump, but we're allowed to take the valves. So yeah, we'll be back late tonight. I can see it happening, but yeah, it's been a good day. It's all worked out good. So yeah, I'll catch up with you. You'll probably see me with taking the header off and ready to go in the next video, in the next clip. All right, bye. There you go, looking good. Just about to take the header off, so it should be interesting. Yeah, been a quite a successful day, and yeah, she's looking a lot better outside than in the shed. You can't really see it because of the no real light. But it looks all right now. There you go. Liking it. Well worth it. Right. Do a couple of more clips and then that'll be it for the day. I'm going home. Alright, see ya. There she is, ready. there you go, final video of the day. So got to tow this from Devon to Oxford, that setup. So yeah, and just literally just as the sun goes down, just a lot of final jobs. Got to put some antifreeze in this. Yeah, there you go. So been a long time coming. There's a lot of work that needs doing to this one, but it's looking good and I'm happy with it. So yeah, the day's not over yet, but hopefully I'll be home before midnight. Right, okay, I'll see you again. That's another video basically come to its end. Just like I say, a couple of more jobs, just going to salvage some other bits off the other combines. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure what the next one will be, but I'll keep you posted. All right, bye.